Right, let's get into how to make your footage way more unique. Cinematic can feel a lot like a movie.
And we're down we go, oh, 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 we're down we go.
Over why I do sequences, how to do them, what's the tips and tricks to creating immersive feeling sequences. Also going to go over the mistakes I made when I was shooting or trying to make things look cinematic, and what to avoid so you can start to see and put these shots together that create this immersive feeling and comes across much more cinematic and like a movie.
Give me my blues and brown. My blackness calls me back. I sat the siren halls, rumbling on barren grounds. Here in the city of my sleepless wanderings are wrong, wrong again. Give me my blues and brown. Cause I have no spot. It's vanished out of reach.
Sequences, I think, are the most powerful thing you can do to level up your cinematography, but they're far more challenging than just, say, good composition. So the reasons why you want to do a cinematic sequence is that it creates an immersive feeling as if the camera is floating or doesn't exist to the viewer. And the holy grail of cinematography is storytelling, and what sequences are mini stories of something playing out, unfolding, something is happening within the few shots. Something is building and there's a progression throughout the shots. So it gives context to what you're shooting. Very boring shots can become very interesting because they become part of a story and a sequence. So shots you couldn't use by themselves now become very good shots because the sequence plays out. So B-roll is a very popular thing, and most videos are a composite of B-roll, which is often standalone shots. And there's definitely a time and place for B-roll.
Came around and played your game, made her ashamed of her beauty and fame.
And also decent cameras in iPhones are becoming much more affordable and very good lately, so you can't wow people with stunning visuals like you could in the past. To separate yourself from the everyday shooter or the iPhone shooter of an amazing location is where your knowledge of, say, composition is one, but also your sequences, I think, are far more, a much higher skill set that can really set your visuals apart. At the end, I'll get into what to do instead of sequences, what I think think is better than sequences itself. Here's a few tips on what I try to think of when I shoot sequences. So you want different shots, different angles of something happening. So that's usually three shots. It can be 2, can be 4. I find 4 is getting too many. 2 works great, but it's not quite a sequence. It depends if you're setting a scene or not, but a typical sequence is when you're establishing a location. So you work your way in, wide, medium, close, or you work your way out of a scene, close, medium, wide.
Thanks for the super
Sometimes it's not a new scene and it doesn't have to be close, medium, wide. And also what you have to do is you have to quite often plan your sequences because they require something happening with multiple takes. So unless you have multiple shooters, you're gonna have to take multiple takes. So some mistakes is sometimes, especially in editing, is trying to maybe do 4 different shots. I find 4 is far too many sometimes. Most of the sweet spot is 3. And since sequences are mini composites of stories, they most often should be shot at 24 frames. But I do use 120 pretty often, but it's kind of a blend between a sequence and B-roll. I think.
Deep into you and know what you're thinking now.
120 frames is usually to enhance details and emotion, where I think 24 is usually to progress a story. And also sequences, it's easy to do establishing sequences or sequences where you want to get away from just shooting one thing 3 different angles. You want to try, or what I'm trying to do is a progression through your shots. So whatever the subject is doing, there's a progress in what's happening. For example, someone is leaving in a car or something, rather than just getting 3 different angles of a static subject doing nothing. It's more about something unfolding and not just establisher, wide, medium, close up. But you're doing the wide, medium, close up, but there's progression throughout the video of what either the hero or the subject is doing, and then that's why it takes so much more planning. So what you can do instead of cinematic sequences is actually get your entire sequence in one shot. So that requires, I'll probably do a whole video on that as well, but it requires getting the entire 3 shots that you would get in a sequence in one shot. So therefore the subject could be moving to different locations, or the camera can be moving, or both can be moving. And throughout the entire shot, the composition changes, but the composition is still good. So there might be changing sides of the rule of thirds, or multiple revealings of different subjects, where you get every single frame what you would have done in a sequence, but you fit it all within one shot, which I find to be much better than a sequence, and it feels a lot more immersive and suspenseful without the cuts, depending on the vibe going for. But that takes a lot more planning. That's what I find makes really low budget videos feel a lot more like a movie, because it's not about image quality so much anymore. If you want to learn the color grading, there is a free training that I've got on the color grading side of things. So a free training 1 hour that goes over color and curves, and then there's a 2-hour live training for that. Yeah, you can achieve the looks of the movies, and especially when it comes to color, is you need to understand color very well. Rather, it's not the tools that are holding you back. For example, I use both DaVinci and Final Cut Pro, but I get the same results in Final Cut Pro as DaVinci, and it's not the tools holding people back, but their understanding of color and how to use those tools. But yeah, that's it for that one, and I will catch you guys next one.